Bună ziua! Numele meu este Andrei. Cred că ne-am văzut câțiva dintre noi de dimineață. Deci tot ce sunt. V-am promis în sesiunea de dimineață când discutăm despre inteligența artificială. Dar de asemenea v-am promis că vom discuta acum. Deci vă mulțumesc că ați venit. E o sală de focus pentru lumea interesată. Am astăzi alături de mine un invitat special, pe colega mea, Smilia, care din păcate n-am putut să o învăț prea mult în română, deci ea ne va vorbi în engleză. Ea o să ne vorbească puțin despre o soluție Microsoft de AI on device, nu pe cloud, în ciuda faptului că este sistemul vine de la Microsoft, soluția este on device. Discuția asta cu on device este ceva ce e foarte important pentru noi la Dell, nu doar la PC-uri și pe zona de data center. Discuția este extraordinar de familiară pentru oricine a trecut până în epoca cloud-ului. Acum vreo 10 ani de zile, când AWS-ul și Azure începeau să ia amploare, lumea îmi spunea mie că tot la un vendor de hardware lucram pe vremea aia, că băi, pe tu în vreo 3 ani de zile nu o să mai ai ce să mai faci, că totul o să fie pe cloud și toate device-urile o să fie cu o sticlă și un display și un adaptor wireless. Astea o să fie toate device-urile. Dar uitați că, an mai târziu, în continuare există infrastructură on-prem, în continuare există PC-uri, full client, nu se poate muta tot în cloud și, în ciuda acești, poate cred unii, noi considerăm că o poveste similară se va întâmpla și cu inteligența artificială. M-au ajutat foarte mult prietenii de la Microsoft și prietenii de la Anthropic, au crescut prețurile și au limitat throughput-ul tool-urilor lor în ultimele luni, ca să vă arăt explicit, uitați care este riscul. Dacă eu vă convin pe voi să-mi dați mie mai mulți bani după ce v-am vândut deja un laptop, eu să-mi dea șefa mea o promovare, un bonus, nu cred că am văzut în viața mea. Device-ul Dell, că e un laptop, că e un server, că e storage, odată ce e al vostru, e al vostru. Nu vă poate decât că să-l țineți în priză. Și aș vrea să vă arăt, și de-aia am invitat-o pe Smilia să ne facă o demonstrație live, nu doar slide-uri, cum putem să avem acces la tool-uri de AI moderne, modele trăinuite, modele foarte capabile, care rulează chiar pe un XPS 13, care este cel mai subțire laptop pe care îl avem noi. Deci inclusiv pe ăsta micul și subțire, și poate să ruleze, vă închipuiți pe sisteme mai performante ce poate să facă. Acum, teoria, ci un PC cu AI nu cred că are rost să discutăm. Știu că am mai discutat și în anii trecuți când v-am spus ce este un NPU, când a apărut NPU, GPU și așa mai departe. În generația actuală încă avem ceea ce se numim un AI PC, un NPU care nu este foarte puternic, dar acestea sunt pe cale de dispariție. Pentru că generațiile moderne toate vor fi în categoria aceasta, și anume, brandul cel mai cunoscut este un PC Copilot Plus. Asta înseamnă că NPU integrat suportă în jur de 40 de trilioane de operațiuni pe secundă, faimosul TOPS. Deci deja generația actuală toate vor porni de aici. Și la sfârșit mai diferențiem noi cu PC-urile high performance, și anume stațiile grafice care folosesc generatoare grafice pe la Nvidia, pe care le găsim sub brandul Presage. Ce urmează să vă arate Smilia, repozitoriul Microsoft AI Framework Foundry.
Foundry Local. Microsoft Foundry.
Ne spunea mai acolo cum se cheamă. Acolo sunt incluse modele de AI care rulează pe oricare dintre aceste PC-uri. Desigur, cu cât am mai multă capabilitate, cu atât va fi și modelul în sine capabil mai rapid, mai responsiv. Dar, din nou subliniez, tool-ul lor este gratuit. Dacă nu vă place, dacă Microsoft se răzgândește și nu o să mai fie Microsoft AI Local Foundry, whatever, gratuit în viitor, sunt alte tool-uri open source. Inclusiv Dell-ul are unul, dar nu vreau să vă pierd vremea și cu el astăzi, o să vedem toate demonstrațiile Smilia, în care se poate să implementați modele de AI la nivelul PC-ului cu cost zero suplimentar. De fapt, ăsta este beneficiul. Modelele fiind open source, tool-urile fiind open source, nu veți mai avea costuri suplimentare. Nu o să vă chargească nimeni la token, la secundă, la cuvânt scris, Dar dacă îi spui thanks lui Copilot, îți mai crește cu $200 factura de cloud. Da? Așa. Bun. Aici ar trebui să intru puțin așa, să vă fac puțin teoria chibritului, cum diversele modele de notebook-uri, dar având în vedere că am discutat puțin de dimineață deja despre noua generație de PC-uri Dell Pro și o să avem și mâine o sesiune de stații grafice de Dell Pro Precision. Putem să trecem mai pe scurt. Cum vă spuneam, toate procesoarele noi vor fi cel puțin 40, vor avea NPU-uri de cel puțin 40 TOPS, ceea ce automat ne califică la funcțiile care vin standard în imaginea de Windows 11. În fine, știu că unele dintre ele, cum ar fi recall, nu este chiar cel mai popular în lume, dar e important că poate fi dezactivat. Iar tot și cum putem să creștem performanța este să urcăm pe stack, de la un notebook la un workstation și așa mai departe. Da? Evident, mă aștept ca un model care este disponibil pentru un utilizator să facă lucruri care sunt relevante pentru un utilizator. Modelele alea care rulează în cloud au un alt fel de job. Să vă arăt un exemplu, pentru că am avut o implementare în America la un spital privat, care a folosit stații grafice Dell și unul dintre aceste modele open source să accelereze scanurile radiologice. Da? De ce dau acest exemplu? Pentru că americanii au multe probleme pe zona de date personale, dar în medicină au legi la fel de aspre cum sunt și cele din Europa. Da? Ideea de a folosi un tool din cloud, indiferent de la ce vendor este, să proceseze date cu caracter personal și cu un caracter atât de sensibil cum sunt datele medicale, este ceva ce, în fine, îi ținea pe avocații acestui spital treci toată noaptea. Pentru că se pot solda fie cu probleme de la privați, fie cu probleme de la stat, să le bată la ușă, să întrebe ce se întâmplă cu datele lor. Așa că am implementat soluția noastră on device și vedeți aici, ne-a spus domnul directorul medical că a fost un mare pas înainte, că a fost transformativ și în principiu că au putut să proceseze datele pacienților cât mai repede. Da? Deci, o implementare de AI local pe device-ul Dell fără costuri suplimentare dincolo de device. Am protejat datele clientului, am obținut și un business outcome, da? Că au reușit să proceseze aceste date mai rapid. Da? Acum, nu știu, spre norocul, aș spune spre norocul nostru al tuturor, Uniunea Europeană se protejează mult mai multe date personale decât cele medicale și îmi pot închipui că o implementare de genul ăsta poate fi utilă pentru mulți dintre dumneavoastră. Voi sunteți specialiștii, noi vă dăm hardware, noi vă punem la dispoziție infrastructura, dar datele astea sunt ale dumneavoastră. Este un coleg de-al meu care se ocupă de zona de data, ne spune că modelele astea open source au citit tot internet. Dar ce nu este pe internet sunt datele dumneavoastră. Nu le lăsați pe internet. Deci felul în care obțineți cum vă diferențiați va fi folosind datele voastre, soluțiile noastre, să obțineți un outcome mai bun. Bun, Smilia are lucruri mai interesante de spus decât atât. Eu am fost așa cu introducerea. The floor is yours.
Thank you.
Don't forget to do a demo. I told them you're doing a demo.
Yes, I understood that part. And device and local. That's all I understood. So, different colors, different language, different part of the topic today. So I'm going to talk about bringing the AI to your device, but before I come to that part and show you some examples and live demos, it's important to understand the cloud part as well and why is local so interesting. A little bit about the AI journey itself, because majority of the people think that AI started after COVID. However, AI has a long history, like from 1956 with artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning, and then we came to generative AI, like the most famous tool, ChatGPT, where you're asking prompts and getting visual and text and a video content back. However, AI these days is moving towards the agentic AI. Agentic AI, this is not working. So before we started that, so in 2021, this is how the market looked like. We only have OpenAI and we have a couple of the language models in the market. But this is how it looks like today. There's so many models from so many companies. Let's say Basilica is from the Microsoft, maybe Gemini, you will know DeepSeek, Llama, etc. Right? So there's so many models. It's very overwhelming. And as I said, AI is moving towards the agents. So what are the agents? Did anybody hear what are the agents? Are you using them maybe at your job?
We are not. We have learn about agents, about
Okay.
how to create agents, how to use agents,
Perfect.
but we are not practicing yet with them. We know
You know.
what
Great.
means an agent, how to feed an agent with information, and how to use the agent.
Yes. So great to hear. So agent is like a little AI helper. Compared to ChatGPT, where you only ask a question and you get the answer, agent is like trying to understand the environment where you work and trying to help you. So for example, and I'll show you a demo at the end, I'm a Microsoft technical specialist inside Dell. And I'm supporting both inside and outside channel people. And part of my job is to help with the licensing. So how do I license a Windows Server? I have this and this many cores. I want to buy Windows Server 2025. How do I license it? So we have created an agent, right, that we fed with the knowledge. You can feed agent knowledge. It can be internet. It can be your own knowledge, right, from your company, your specific data that's only valid for you. And so we fed that agent with our licensing rules, right, inside Dell. And then instead of coming to me for all these questions, they can just ask an agent. I want to license a server. They provide the architecture, how many cores, how many virtual machines in the cluster, etc. And then the agent will give you the entire answer. That's an easy one. You can make it even more complicated, but you can trigger agent with certain prompts. Let's say every morning when I log in, when you see that I log in onto my PC, send me summary of unread emails. Send me a Teams message if my manager has sent me an email. Things like that, right? So agents are incorporated into your environment and they are helping you do smarter do the job smarter. Now, again, this is not.
Just say this.
Yeah. So the tool where we can build these agents, it's called Microsoft Foundry, what Andre was trying to remember. In order to get access to build agents, you need to buy Microsoft license, any type, right? Business, enterprise, individual one if you want to use it personally, plus the Copilot license, which are paying $20 per month per user, right? And then you will get access to the studio where you can build the agents and do all the awesome stuff. However, why is cloud not the best option? Okay, these agents sound amazing. However, whenever we connect to the cloud, whenever customers, whenever you guys go to that way, we see that there are three walls that usually we hit the three walls. Security, obviously because of the obvious reason, and there is actually a recent survey that showed that more than 78% of the people, people at work bring their own AI devices to work. Most famous one is ChatGPT. And you know that every time you put the company data into ChatGPT, asking a question, sometimes the people even copy the corporate email and say, can you please translate, or can you make this email sound more business, in the business language, etc. You're exposing your data into the web. Then obviously latency, data going up to the cloud, coming back, making the rounds. And the cost. It costs money. If you press the next slide, I think I have it there coming. So if you do the local AI, it's going to cost you $0 a month. The only investment you need to do is to purchase Copilot Plus PC loaded with the NPU, because NPU is the technology behind local AI. But if you're doing cloud, let's say you choose any model, GPT model, and you use around 1,000 prompts a day, it can cost you, and it's only 1,000 prompts, right? You know that who has heard of tokens? So I know if you're aware of it or not.
Yeah.
Okay, some yes, some not. So tokens are basically like the characters. Let's put it simply, characters. When you ask ChatGPT and you get the answer, those characters that you are getting are tokens, right? Simply explained. So if you use 1,000 tokens a day, that's like a very small amount, right? For very simple questions, it will cost you 4,500 a month, let's say with the GPT-4 model. Imagine if you're a big corporation and you have a lot of queries, a lot like big answers. Of course, it's going to cost more. This is a very simple example, right? So cost is a big reason. The next slide, please. And by the way, if you go back, Andre, sorry, I have a link I can share with you. We build a calculator if you want to check yourself. You can choose any open source model, Facilica, GPT model. You can see and you can put how many tokens are you planning to use daily, monthly, annually. We did a calculator for you, so you can quickly see how much it would cost you if you're using cloud. However, if you press on the next slide, then you can click 2-3 times. I need the entire slide, yes. What's the best option? It's actually hybrid, because cloud has always been there, and it really helped many of the customers kind of to scale AI and do the changes in the organization. Local is great because everything stays on your device, all the data, everything is there. The only thing you need to do is download the models to your device, and then you can switch off, and I will do the demo. However, we personally believe that hybrid is the best, because sometimes you need the scalability of the cloud, right? But also the privacy and security from the edge. Later on, I will show you 2 applications that we built. One is completely offline, one is hybrid. So you can see the different use cases and what it means. Now, what is the opportunity in the market? So 31% of AI PC share by the end of the 31% of the PC shipped by the end of 2025 were AI PCs. Projection is that 55 will be by the end of 2026, right, of this year, and by 2028, 98% will be AI PCs. In 2029, we will only ship AI PCs, right? So the earlier we start, the better. So why Copilot plus PC matter? I heard Andre mentioning it a couple of times, but there are like 4 pillars which we from kind of Microsoft side like to highlight. First of all, Copilot PC as itself comes with some offline NPU-loaded possibilities, and I'm sure you heard of them, like recall, live caption, click to do, etc. But that's not like, it's when people say, I don't need Copilot to do the recall. That's not about it, okay? On the other spectrum, we have customized experience with the local AI. That's the future now. Like, you don't use Copilot to have a recall or to have a live caption. Sure, it's awesome, but it's not the only reason. You can now build your own applications, local AI applications without any connection. And very important, you also, by the way, you have ISV AI experience. What does it mean? It means that if you are not ready to build local AI yourself, there are many vendors there in the market who already built AI on-device application that you can utilize when you have the machine that's supporting it. And on the next slide, I will show you some of them. And then the most important part, Copilot plus PC, is the most secure PC. Has anybody heard of Pluton from Microsoft? Nobody? So it's a new secure chip compared to TP M20. Pluton is embedded in the CPU. So it's not a separate chip, it's inside the CPU. And all the Copilot plus PC come by default with the Microsoft Pluton, right? So it's an extra layer of the security. Next slide about the ISVs. And actually this is like this is like a list we received 3 months ago, now it's even more. All these vendors have already built some local AI stuff. So when you have the machine, if you don't know or are kind of shy to start building something yourself, you can test the things that already exist. I really like the WhatsApp. You should really try it, right? The offline one. And I like from McAfee, they have built application which is called Deepfake Detector, where you can upload the content, video and text, and the tool will tell you if that content is generated by AI. If you want, next one. And The machine behind of all of this and the local AI, it's called Windows AI Foundry. And this is how it looks like. Let me try to break it down to you and explain. We have 3 pillars: models, customization, and built-in AI APIs. Models means, if you remember that slide at the beginning with the graph and all the models that there exist, right? GPT, Facilica, Qwen, DeepSeek, etc. It means that you can choose any of them and download them to your PC, right? Any. You don't pay anything. I will show you later on the page. Like literally, they're all there. It's just like a click, and you can put it on your PC. Then the next step is customization, and you have for Facilica, the model from Microsoft specifically, low ranking adoption, which means that let's say you have a GPT-4 model, right? Instead of reinventing the wheel and training the model, like making the complete new model, you use the model that there is, but you customize it for your own company needs, right? Maybe you have special terminology that you're using at your company. Or let's say if it's a voice, if you're gonna have a voice as an output, maybe you want somebody from your company to speak, right? Remember when you go to ChatGPT and you ask a question, like you sometimes, like you know when it's ChatGPT answer, great, let me help you. Dash, right? So you can customize it for your company, like the way you want to get the answer, right? And then the last pillar, as I said, already built in APIs, if you want to use something that already exists and combine it with the model. So all of that is running on the model called Windows Machine Learning, and powered by GPU, NPU, and CPU. They're models who can only and excellently work on NPU only, but there are some models, and I will show you later when I finish with the presentation. When you go to the Microsoft Foundry page, you can also download the models that work with GPU and CPU, but CPU will be very slow. If you have a very powerful GPU machine, it will do the job as well, of course, right? But all depends from a model. The more tokens, the larger the model, NPU is obviously the better choice. So like it's all from the need, from the personal needs. And this is one first live demo that we built. So I was thinking like what to show you, but you know, you come from different industries and I don't know what are your challenges in your companies. So you need to think of the challenges you have in your company. My challenge in my job is proof of execution for Microsoft. So every quarter I get money from Microsoft to run activities for internals or externals. And it sounds great, but at the end of the quarter, we need to provide them proof. And proof consists of 3 things. The final invoice, so they can see that you spent the money, right? Invite, so they can see that you invited people to things. And most annoying part, pictures, right? Why? Because you need to hide faces. You can, I mean, GDPR, obviously, you cannot show so if I take a picture today, I cannot show any of your faces, but I need to show mine, so they can see that I presented. Right? So that it's matching the invite. If I say that Andre is presenter, his face must be. If I'm the presenter, my face has to be. Your face has to be hidden. And on top of that, they need the metadata. They need to see that location and timestamp and date is matching the invite. So they're very picky around it, right? So it can take a lot of time for me to produce all these pictures because I'm not only covering Romanian and Adriatics, I'm also covering Middle East, Turkey, and Africa. I have a lot of events. Sometimes even like more than 30 events. So imagine like for every event picture with hiding, blurring, everything. On top of that, if you put it on the cloud, the picture, to hide the faces, you're exposing the information. So what we thought, let's build an application offline, right? Using the model, which will do the job for me. Everything stays on the device, right? It will help me out. So please press play. I will explain as it goes. So we used the Facilica model. It was enough for this. We first uploaded our selfie. It's from the colleague we tested, right? So that app can recognize your face, right? Then we choose the picture from the event and just process. That's it. Alert. And you can even choose the level of the blurriness or however you say it, and it will say it's in location. It was in Jeddah, in Saudi Arabia, timestamp and everything, like done in 20 seconds. And you can see, sorry, on the side, why we put the task administrator, that it's not taxing your CPU. It's going through NPU or maybe this model even to GPU. CPU is staying like slowly in the background. So no loud fans, no sluggish applications, like everything is running smoothly, right? And that's it. Everything is offline, disconnected. The only thing we had to do was once download the Facilica model on our device, and that's it. Rest, everything was done offline, right? And you can see that it's working even with more people. So because maybe it's not like this full room, it will recognize your faces, blur them, it will leave mine.
You need to do this on each device, or can you do it on a group of devices?
You only need to do it on one, and then it will just, like you can send it with a tenant ID to any device you want to do it. Who are under the same tenant ID. For example, I have my tenant ID within my team, so we all got access to it. If I want to send it to you as an outside, then it's a different process. But inside the organization, you only do it on one device.
How many agents you can configure on the device?
Sorry?
How many agents?
Depend, like as much as the hardware will support it, depending on the size of
It's
the
not a
models.
limit.
No, there is no limit, just a hardware limit. Now, so this was the completely offline example, right? Only local, because it's very sensitive data. I don't want your faces in the internet and the cloud, right? So I use local side only. Now, as I said, we can also use hybrid model, and we did another application, the medical one, just as a test, where we use, again, Facilica model to extract patient data, right, summary, because again, let's say if anybody here is in the healthcare, right, patient data is very sensitive. You don't really want to send it in the cloud. You shouldn't. So that part of the patient data we left on the device, but then we use GPT online model to give us, to quickly go through the data and see if there are any red flags, like some findings with your results. Again, so we called this application. By the way, it took us around 7 to 8 hours to build each of these applications. We are beginners, so it's not taking a lot of time to do it, right? It's easy. I know it sounds hard, but it's not. So we called this application Hybrid Med, just as a test. So you drop patient file here. We are taking the models, the online and offline ones. So I'll tell you when it's relevant. And now it starts. We are dropping the patient files here. We just do some sample report, generated one, not a real one. And so stays on device, the customer information and all the results, hemoglobin, whatever, white blood cells, right? But then the Facilica, and again, you can see it's going through MPU. CPU is quiet. MPU is doing the job in the background. And the GPT model on the Azure Foundry, right, will do some research to see if there are any red flags with the results that stay on device, so they can see, okay, it will give you some assessment, right? So customer data stays on device. What can go in the cloud goes in the cloud and gives you results. Okay. Next one.
Maybe
Yes.
if you have something specific, we decide from client, from our clients, specification for labels or something
Yes.
for a product that is not, it will be placed on the market.
Yes.
We can feed this agent on locally to generate the code for, I don't know, for the printers. We want to send the label to a printer.
Yes.
We feed with printer specification and with code and with data from the client. We can generate the code to send to the label to the printer, to print the label.
Yes. Yes, you can. Yeah, of
I
course.
have all the information.
Yes, definitely.
And the client information
Stays on the device.
stays on the device.
Stays on the device.
Because
Exactly.
this is sensitive.
Exactly.
And
Yes,
it's a
you
product that
separate.
is
You
not on the market.
Exactly. You can literally separate which part goes on device. When you download the model on device, this stays with the on device. This goes into the cloud.
I'm
Yes.
missing something.
Yes.
So, how would you know the data that are local with the data that are on cloud, that those belong to a specific person if you are not uploading any GDPR related information about that location? How can you tell if it's about, I don't know, Susanna or Victor, or is Victor's blood results the ones that we are seeing now, or it's someone else's?
It's a good question, but you will find a unique identifier in the tool, right? Local one that will
So
connect.
there is a correlation
There is a
between,
correlation, of course.
and that
Yes.
is transformed into some code, or?
Yes, and that stays locally. That's done locally. Yes. Now, not to worry you, Dell has thought that, okay, not everybody has a need for the super powerful device. So there are like, two pillars, maybe you touched on it in Romanian language, but quickly to repeat is that, you have a standard AI PCs with 10 to 16 TOPS. You can load the maximal model size up to 1 billion parameters, and you can do 1 to 2 AI tasks. But if you have bigger needs, larger enterprises, we have Copilot Plus PC with 40 plus 40 minimum and onwards TOPS. And then you can see that model size can be up to 30 billion, which is like really huge, and you can do 4 to 8 concurrent AI tasks. And now, this is also interesting. It's a new thing. It's called Windows Advisor. So if you are kind of confused with all these models and everything, you can connect it, and Windows Advisor will read your hardware, CPU, RAM, GPU, etc., suggest you which model to use. Because maybe you're new, you don't know, but there's like a lot of models. Remember the slide, and then you can describe the need you have, what you want to build. And the Windows Advisor will tell you which model is good for your specific hardware to use. Because some models, you don't need always the latest, the strongest model with a lot of parameters, right? Sometimes the smaller one will do the job. The only thing which you need to make sure is that the model is still being educated. Because you have some models that stopped learning, let's say 2023. I have one model on my device, I will show you. If you ask what's happening in the Middle East, it will tell you like, I stopped learning in 2023, so I can tell you what happened up until 2023. If you ask me what's happening today, I don't have the answer, right? So you have to make sure about that, but majority of the models are up to date. And then as I said, security with the Pluton, I had it on another slide. Now let me show you a few things, and we have 10 minutes, which is amazing. First of all, I want to show you an agent, right, online, the costly, first I will show you the models right here. So this is how it looks like.
And under any circumstance, the NPU will not affect the CPU at all?
No, unless you use the CPU model. If you take the M, I will show you now. Look. Here. So you go to Foundry Local. Now if you go under the models, if internet is a bit slow, but you will be able to choose the family you want. And then here under execution device, it will ask you, do you want CPU, GPU, or NPU, right? And then it will give you the models that are running.
Agreed, but
Yes.
there is no chance on affecting one.
No chance, no chance. Do we have anything about the internet? Alan, do you know if internet is a bit slow or?
Should be working.
Yeah. Okay, lots of little working, doesn't matter. So if it opens up, you will basically see the list, and then if you really want to test it yourself very quickly, which I will show you now, you can go to command prompt, right, as an administrator, and you can load the model here on your device, which I did. And I actually already activated the model because I was scared that, and I will now disconnect so you can actually see that I'm offline. Okay. So I have downloaded a few models to my device, okay? And now I activated, which one did I activate? Facilica 4 OpenVINO on GPU. Okay, but I have also NPU and CPU models. I just activated this one before you guys came in. So it's on my device. I'm disconnected, right? And now you can ask whatever you want to ask. For example, tell me about. Sorry, Git, for example, I like. Hopefully it will be fast because I loaded the model like an hour ago. So let's see if it will recognize the connection. If not, I will load it again. But basically, you can see here that I said, please take the Foundry model by Silica 4, run it. And it says loading model. And it's already loaded successfully. Okay, see, now it's giving me the answer. I am disconnected. And if I go to the task manager, you will see that it's exhausting my GPU, because I use the GPU model. I can open it later. Right. So this is how it looks like when you download the model to your device. Okay, so this is just like a very easy example. Those are videos that I showed you in presentation, the POE one, right? The challenge I'm having. You have challenges in your companies, you have to think of them. Or the medical one. Those are the application you built, right? There's a special tool. For example, we also have Dell Pro AI Studio. I'm not sure if you mentioned it in your presentation. It's the tool where you can build these applications, right? So they're like frameworks where you can build them. You just load the model and then you build everything yourself. This is just if you want to see how the model works in the command prompt, just to prove the point that it works offline. And then if I open Task Manager, that is exhausting the CPU, GPU, NPU, depending what you choose.
Almost how many gigabytes?
Sorry?
On this how many gigabytes?
512 I have.
I think is that
Sorry, this model?
Yes.
This model has around 1.4 gigabytes.
Also, you can train the model to monitor your entire fleet of computers. So
Sorry?
you can feed the agent to monitor your entire fleet of computers, of Dell computers. And when you come back to work each day, it will prompt you, hey, this guy is.
Yes, you can. Yes. Our manager, for example, he has an agent to see when are we available, when are we in meetings or not quickly, right? So let's say he sets flag a meeting with Smilja, it will instantly give him the 15-minute slot without going to calendar checking, etc. He wants with me, with Andre, with you. Again, quickly it will find the slot where all three of us are free. You can monitor whatever you want to monitor. Exactly. Yes.
Thank you.
But I think that's called Copilot for Intel.
Yes. So yeah, Copilot.
And it's not only like you can say, write me a birthday message for my friend Andre. Likes food, for example. So, like this is working like, let's say, ChatGPT, right? Here's another area of delicious adventures and culinary delights.
Much quicker.
Yeah, exactly.
You can use also for technical questions.
Yes. You can ask any technical questions. Like, I don't know what is CPU. Like you can ask anything. As I said, you just need to on the Foundry page. It sadly didn't load. You just need to see, like it will tell you about the model, right? Like how strong it is, how many parameters, when it was created, when it was last updated. Or you use Windows Advisory and it quickly tells you which model to use, depending what you want to do. Exactly.
Use case.
Can you generate files?
Sorry?
Files. Can you
Files.
generate files with this one? Like
With the command prompt, no. But if you do the Foundry local AI interface, which I don't have at this machine, I need to build it, then you can. And it's like literally
an
like a
app
chat.
like you just show us earlier.
Yes,
to
yes,
take out the
exactly.
photos.
Yes,
So you
yes.
need an app and apply the
You
AI.
need a Foundry local app, which is
Like if
easy
you
to
have-
install.
And is it free?
It's free, yes.
Like if you have an agreement and you ask red lines,
Sorry?
you have an agreement and you want to
Commercial
ask
agreement.
ChatGPT to do the red lines.
Yes.
With an application, is that possible to give you back the document with the red lines? Like cutting the text, replacing
Yes,
it.
yes, everything. Honestly, like whatever, everything is possible. Yeah. And as I said, hybrid
How
and local.
Microsoft is making money if they're using everything?
Copilot was PC.
Advertising.
But the Copilot purchase is coming from them. So Andrei
Windows
makes money.
license.
Windows license.
Windows license. Microsoft Office
Oh, the
license.
simple Windows license.
Yes, exactly, yes.
We have a lot of pop-ups.
And if you want Foundry Local, as I said, and Microsoft license to have agents online as well, you need Microsoft
I
365
see.
license and
When
the
I need
Copilot.
hybrid
Exactly,
environment.
yes,
Oh,
yes, yes. Exactly, yeah. They earn money, don't worry.
There is no
And can it go
Yeah, exactly, they don't lose.
So the AI model can search on the internet,
Sorry?
like you close the Wi-Fi right now.
Yes.
But can you enable it to search, this model to search out?
No, this one is only offline.
So
Yeah, it's only offline, exactly, yeah.
But there are other online models.
There are online models as well. I just wanted to show you offline so that you see that it's really working, because that's the entire topic today, like on-device AI, right?
And when you use hybrid, the data which is sensitive will remain on the device, will be never shared.
Yes, yes, exactly with that medical thing, right? Where we kept the results of a patient on device, but ask cloud to, analyze without the name and thing like, is there any red flags about you?
Thanks.
So yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's worth clarifying this because it's the second
Yeah.
question we got. The way Mohammed built that up.
Yes.
He looked at the file, he had the offline model, look at the sensitive file.
Yeah.
And the offline model said, okay, patient X has 39 degrees fever. And then the online model goes on the internet and says, hey, what do I do about the patient who has 39 degrees
Yes,
fever?
exactly. Yeah.
So there's no connection between the
Yes.
but you
That
have to
answers
answer
your
that
question as
actually,
well,
because
yeah.
if you tell the online
Yes.
model,
anonymize the data.
But then I assume that will be totally different nodes, because you can have those tests maybe twice or 3 times in a row just to check out if the treatment worked well. So
I mean, you'll have the identifiers, dates, etc. I mean, we did now very like a low level to show how it works hybridly, but you can go into much more. You had a question, sorry. But there are a couple of questions, but I heard you were asking something or no?
Bro, what I want to ask.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can it be used to do several tasks?
Sorry?
Can it be used to operate several tasks, Windows Server?
Windows Server?
To,
I mean, there
let's
is
say, suggest or generate some tasks. Some
on the Windows
quotations.
Server side, you mean?
Yeah.
On the ISG side.
Yeah.
So there is a local AI on the Windows, on the ISG side as well.
Okay.
It's now available with the Windows Server 2025. 2022 you will not have it. It works the same. Works a similar way. You download the model, then you do whatever you want to do.
Okay.
It's available with data center and standard. It was only data center, but then Microsoft decided to put it on standard as well. So yes, you have it on the ISG side as well. So who will buy Copilot Plus PC after this session?
Everyone.
Good. We have some prizes, which I was made aware now.
and you're responsible to give them away.
This is like one prize, right?
Yes.
Okay, then the faces I remembered.
You can give them
This
away
was
wherever
mine,
you
yeah.
like. And,
This was the most
doesn't
likely
get
ones. There you
Thank
go
you.
as well, yeah, for the tough questions.
Thank you.
More. Who do I remember? Yeah, I know. I need to give to the ladies as well. Thank you. Okay, well, thank you for all your questions and attention.
Thank you.